the dignitaries and the dice and the floor. My name is SHYLESH. I am doing PhD under the guidance of Dr. Kakar Sahib. Express my thanks to Dr. Prakash, Diwakar Prakash, for inviting to present this paper. My paper is based on novel encephalography model for analysis of brain functioning of patients suffering with neurological trauma. EEG is nowadays very prominent in medical field. Prior to this exercise and all type of diagnosis systems are available. For brain analysis, it is a non-invasive testing method adopted actually during 1926. The initial discovery of the brain conducts the electrical currents during 1975, but EEG has been developed and put into practice actually in 1927. Richard Carson, he analyzed the electrical activity in the exposed brains of rabbits and monkeys. And Hans Berger, a German neuropsychiatrist, utilized a regular radio equipment to boost the readings of electrical activity taken from scalp in 1924. There had never been a human EEG recording prior to this. Without having to open the skull, it demonstrated how weak electric currents generated in the brain could be captured and visually presented on a strip of paper. What he saw was a dynamic process that shifted with the different states of brain function, like sleep, anesthesia, hypoxia, and neurological disorders like epilepsy. When the subject's overall state shifts, such as from relaxation and alertness, there are discernible and predictable shifts in brain activity. The term encephalogram to characterize the electric potentials in the human brain was coined by Berger. He is considered the father of the EEG since his work paved the way for many techniques in current use. Brain imaging techniques, scientific study and medical care like the benefiting from the increasing use of imaging technology. Many different types of brain imaging now allow researchers to obtain brain structure in great detail. Both invasive and non-invasive imaging techniques may be used. Time series monitoring of dynamic process is now possible using many non-invasive techniques. Researchers can use this to pinpoint the circuitry in the brain responsible for certain mental operations. Several imaging techniques are employed to disclose the biochemical operations of individual brain cells and their molecular constituents, as well as the brain structure and the physiology. Structural imaging, functional imaging, and molecular imaging are the main three types. The main types of imaging methods are X-rays, then CT, that is computer-assisted tomography, magnetic resonance imaging, position emission tomography, that is PET, single photon emission computer tomography SPECT, then transcranial magnetic stimulation TMS, then ultrasound scanning. Here we break down the inner workings of the brain to show how it all fits together. The study looks into how electrical activity in the brain may be detected and recovered. The neuron is the building block of the brain, and understanding how electricity is generated begins of several neurons in the brain are added together to create the waves shown in an encephalogram. About 100 million per cubic mm are present in newborn human brain. An aging brain has fewer neurons, while neurons are similar to and comprise the same parts or other cells. Their electrochemical nature allows them to communicate across great distance via electrical signals. There are three primary components of the neuron, that are cell body, axon, and dendrites. as you know, the functioning of the brain, the spinal fluid surrounds the brain and helps keep in place within the skull, while so also functioning as a shock absorber to the prevent the damage. Carlson divides the brain into three regions, that is forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. According to how far along each region is developed, the brain has major parts of the brainstem, that is hindbrain, the cerebrum, and the cerebellum, that is the forebrain, shows in actions. Reflexes and autonomous nerve functions are regulated by the brainstem. Cerebral structures include the superficial cortex, deep white matter, and vast fiber tracts that connect to the basal ganglia, amygdala, and hippocampus. It analyzes sensory data, initiates movements, regulates mood, and stores information necessary for long-term memory and abstract reasoning. The purpose of our study is to study the structure and anatomy of the brain, to study the concept of EEG signals and its properties, to study the applications of EEG in diagnosis, to study trauma analysis using EEG signals, to study the scope and the challenge of EEG in medical field. Here we are using the technique for adapting or collecting the signals from the brain by applying props fixed on the brain, different parts of the brain. It is a universally accepted system, that is 10 to 20. 10 to 20 means that we are taking the distance from the root of this nostril to the back of back place, that is the distance, and taking 10 to 20% of the distance, we are placing these props on the head in a different ways, applying just like a helmet like that. And we are taking this distance also, and also make 10 to 20% distance. We are placing these props.
Whether this frontal cortex have got any role in that?
Frontal cortex is yes. The signals we are taking, the props are applying here, then here, here, so we can get the signals from the frontal cortex also. If there is any problem with the cerebrospinal fluid, it also reflects in the signals coming out of the props. Because it is very weak signals, we are taking the signals and amplifying and filtering and modifying. And we are using the Fourier transform method. What is, as you know, the Fourier transformation is used to convert signals, that is time-based signals, to frequency. Using a certain equations, we are using Fourier transforms.
They are amplifying these signals.
Yes, we are amplifying, then filtering, and then processing. So we are getting the in the frequency state. So according to the frequency level, delta, the brain, our state of the brain is in 4 stages. That is delta waveform, then the theta wave, then alpha wave, beta wave. Delta wave, it has a frequency of fewer than 3 hertz. Below 3 hertz, it is delta wave. Then that has the maximum amplitude that moves the lowest latency. This is common in newborns under the age of 1 year. As we know, the newborn's child is sleeping more time. They are taking more time, and their brain is in this delta wave. If you are taking the EEG of that newborn babies, we can get a frequency in this range. This is common in newborns under the age of 1, as well as sleep phases 3 and 4. It might be focal with subcortical lesions or disseminated with diffuse lesions, biochemical encephalography, hyperinflammation, or profound bilateral lesions. The frontal lobes of the adults are usually and it is relatively pronounced. Theta wave, it is classified as slow since its frequency ranges from 4 to 8 hertz. Its frequency, it is frequent among the youngsters less than the age of 13. When they are asleep, their wave range ranges from 4 to 8 hertz. However,
the age gap is from 3 to 30, right? 4 to 30.
that above 4 to 13 or 15, 14 years. Alpha wave, the frequency between 7.5 to 13 hertz. On either side of the head, it is more typically evident in rear and dominant part of the larger amplitude. When eyes are closed and calm, it emerges when the eyes are awake or alerted in any process such as thinking, calculating, and it is the pattern of the most people have when they are at ease. When we are taking the first and we are in the awakened state, the frequency will be ranging from 7.5 to 13 hertz. And beyond the age of 13 also, normally the frequency range will be coming like this. Then beta wave. Beta means this.
What is the age from 13 to around?
Above 13. Beta wave, it oscillates the frequency. Beta wave, it oscillates the frequency 14 hertz and above. It's frequently displayed in a symmetrical pattern on both sides and is more noticeable in front. Sedative hypnotic drugs, particularly benzodiazepines, and which exacerbate this effect. In areas where the cortical trauma has occurred, it may lagging or decreased. It's supposed to be distinctive bit when patients is attentive, anxious, and their eyes are open. This is the dominant rhythm. In normal range of EEG signal amplitude in the in 0 to 100 hertz frequency ranges around 40 and 100 microvolts. The EEG signal is shown the voltage or potential difference against the time. So we are first we are getting a time-based signals are available. Then it is converted to using Fourier transform. We are converting into frequency. The international voltage is calculated as the potential difference between the two terminals locations of the scalp, and this is maintaining in this range. The EEG is a diagnostic and research tool to diagnose and investigate neurological disorders such as epilepsy. The EEG measurements can be used to assess the nature of subjects' rest and examine various periods of rest. Furthermore, the brain signal or cerebrum signature can be used to monitor pharmaceutical effect, such as the right amount of dosage during anesthesia.
Okay. How do you correlate this stage of meditation and this alpha wave? Is there a connection between these?
In meditation state, usually it will come down to this delta. The frequency will be very low. So in for SSVP, steady state visual ego potential, they are applying this frequency range, that is we are giving audio signals to the cortex, and that is creating some images, visual images that can be able to create visual images, and it is being misused as a drug also, because we are applying earphones and giving different types of frequencies. That is in difference of that is 400 hertz to one is 400 hertz and another is 430 hertz. It can make images in our visual cortex, and we will be put in their hallucinated state. So instead of using drugs, some people are using
like
hallucinating. It is hallucinating. Different types of frequencies are given in 2 different years. It can create hallucinations.
Nice.
Okay, thank you.